My name is Laurie Bayet and I'm a postdoc at Boston Children's Hospital. And today I'm going to talk to you about fearful faces like this one here. And it turns out that this type of faces tend to grab people's attention, as you may be noticing right now. However, if you ask 3-year-olds to interpret what this person is feeling explicitly, chances are that they will not do super well. So this is behavioral data, and I won't go into this in detail, but the bottom line is that at this age, at least, children do not seem to be super great at interpreting these particular fearful faces explicitly. And a very simple reason for this may be, well, they're just not seeing this type of situations very often. Maybe this is a more difficult judgment to make, but maybe it's just a question of familiarity. Now, of course, if those faces are rare in our experience growing up, how come that we come to assign more attention to these faces, and especially as we know that even infants do this? So one possibility is that those faces are more salient from early on in development, which could explain that. So to test this hypothesis, what we ended up doing is having those sort of faces embedded in visual noise. So you can probably see there is a face on the left and just pure noise on the right. And then use a simple linear classifier to quantify at each trial the evidence for the infant having been able to see on which side of the screen the face was, so left or right. And if you do this, the first thing that you see is that, well, you get this sort of like expected psychometric curve. And the second thing is that there is sort of a small advantage to fearful faces being detected as opposed to the happy faces. So now that could be, well, if fearful faces have those big eyes, so maybe they're just easier to detect because of this. But for example, if you use a kind of out-of-the-box pre-trained face detection algorithm, you don't replicate that effect. So something else is going on. So maybe in your development, those fearful faces are more perceptually salient, which helps you pay more attention to them even though you don't see them very often.